Hey friend, Roger Christopherson here again with another first listen review. This is a guy that, of course I've known about him my whole entire life, but I never really gotten much into him until he did his all-star band, and I started paying a little bit more attention. But when he had Steve Lukather on guitar in his all-star band, that's when I really started paying attention. Of course, I'm talking about Ringo Starr and his, I guess this is his fourth EP titled Rewind Forward. I do have all the previous three, and those are like probably the first Ringo Starr things I've ever gotten in my life. I didn't really follow him at all. I mean, we've all heard songs and everything, but and I did get the Live at the Greek thing that he released, which was actually a really awesome live album. Everybody should get that one. I actually really enjoyed that. So when I saw this was coming out, I'm like, oh, cool. It's got Steve Lukather on it again, one of my favorite guitar players, and anything he does, I pretty much grab anyway. So I was really looking forward to this. I've actually really enjoyed the last three that he put out, and so I was really looking forward to this. And you pretty much know what you're going to get. Ringo's a smart guy. He surrounds himself with some really great musicians, and from what I've seen, he's just a really cool dude. People love him. Never met him, but everybody that has met him says he's like a really great guy. So anyway, it starts out with a song called Shadows on the Wall, which is actually written by Steve Lukather and Joe Williams, and it sounds like a modern-ish Steve Lukather song. I mean, it just sounds like something maybe Toto would have done, and it's got Ringo singing on it, and Ringo sounds actually really good on this whole thing. He sounds really good on it, and he's got a lot of people. I should probably mention who was all on this. He has, let's see, what do we got here? We got Joe Walsh, Steve Dudas, Lance Morrison, Matt Bissonette, Torrance Klein, Weston Wilson, Kip Lennon, and Mark Lennon, and of course, he's got Steve Lukather on here, and he actually has a song that was written. The second one here was written by Paul McCartney, and Paul McCartney also has a very distinct writing style, and it definitely sounds like Paul McCartney's song with Ringo singing it, so if you're a Beatles fan, this kind of reminded me of what the Beatles sounded like with, when Ringo would do his little stint singing whatever song they gave him for whatever album, and that's exactly what it sounds like. This is the one that was recorded a lot in the UK, and everything else on this album was recorded in his home studio in LA, so it does have a little bit of a different sound to it. You definitely can hear that it is a little bit different sounding, but a really cool song. I actually really like that one. And then we get into Rewind Forward, which was written with him and his co-writer, co-producer, or actually I guess it's his co-engineer, Bruce Sugar. I guess they've vowed to write a new song for every EP they do, so this is the one that they contributed to this one, and it's funny, it's a cool song, it's a title song, really different style than anything I've heard. It's more the most modern thing I think I've ever heard him do, but really cool song. And then Miss Jean was written by Ben Montench and Mike Campbell from Tom Petty's Heartbreakers, and it had a really cool, gave me like a 60s vibe to it, and I thought it was a pretty cool song. And like I said, Ringo just sounds great. He's a smart guy. His, just being honest, his vocal range and dynamics aren't very wide, so he gets some great writers, great musicians, and does some great songs, and he sounds really good on it at what he does, and it just made a real enjoyable listen. Every single song on this EP could be a single, in my opinion, so you can't go wrong. Like, if you're a Ringo fan, or you just like any of these guys that are playing it, I think you're going to like this EP. It's definitely worth a shot, worth listening to, and quite honestly, the last three he's had out, same thing. Really good listens. Like, you just know what you're going to get. He used to do I've gotten a few listens to his earlier stuff. I haven't really picked up any of his earlier albums, and they were kind of all over the place, so that's kind of didn't really interest me too much. But the greatest hits stuff that you get with his all-star band is kind of the stuff that I always gravitated towards anyway, so if you're into that, this kind of follows suit with that style of writing. It's cool little pop songs, and that's about it for that one. And as always, I ask you to everybody just share their thoughts and whatever they have on Ringo or any of the guys that are playing on this, and like, share, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And we will talk to you in the next one. See you.